The 2021 Proof Britannias are out from the Royal Mint, as well as some premium Proof Britannias, which I've given a skip. But we are going to be showcasing the two 2021 Silver Proof 1 ounces. They're reverse frosted, which looks really, really good. That said, they're not quite as nice as the 2020 edition. So we're going to compare and contrast this Silver Proof reverse frosted set and talk about whether or not it might be a winner for the future. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to all joining me for this week's edition of In Focus Friday, the show where we take a good close look at cool things made of silver or gold. And this week we're going to be checking in with a brand new release from the Royal Mint, the 2-coin Britannia Silver Proof set. It contains the key coin in the release, for me anyway, the reverse frosted proof coin. It's a wonderful set and I am very happy to have it here. Now this is my own purchase. I've not been gifted this from the Royal Mint in return for a video or anything like that. It's just me sharing my opinions as a customer. And I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on this as we go throughout the video. So please do make sure you share down below. Here are the coins themselves. Absolutely lovely, wonderful. Although the design is a little bit contentious, perhaps not as good as the 2020 edition, which you see here. Now, I did originally buy this 2-coin set from 2020 with an idea of actually flipping it. And for a short while, I did have it up for sale on eBay, but it did not sell at quite the high price that I wanted. So I decided that I would keep hold of it for posterity. And I'm quite glad that I did, because over this last year, the sales prices that have been garnered for the 2020 editions have actually surpassed where I was wanting to sell at last year. So as a flipper, as a coin to get a bit of a return from, it's potentially got some legs now, which I think is quite interesting. So I want to talk about that generally, the design of the 2020, compare and contrast it against the new 2021 editions, and talk about the release from the Royal Mint of this set generally, because there are brand new premium proof coins now from the Royal Mint. Goodness, premium proof, what's that all about? We thought proof was the one that was meant to be the king of all coins. In fact, just before we go any further on that, I do want to talk about the fact that the Royal Mint's boxes have changed somewhat. So this one here, the older one, has a pushed embossed emblem on the top and then the kind of gold emblem in there. The brand new one doesn't have an emblem inside, and the top, actually the matte finish with this nice emblem, is in fact nicer. I like this. It likes the feel of it. It just generally is a higher quality. But come on, Royal Mint, put that logo inside. I love that logo there, and it's not on this particular box. So that's a bit of feedback from my perspective on the presentation of the sets, the boxes. But now to the coins themselves. So here are the 2021 editions of the Britannia. Now, as I said, there's a premium proof design as well. And that's one of the things I think that's a little bit irksome for me, is that the premium proof design is completely different to this one here. Now, I've decided not to pick up any from the premium proof collection. They had a 2-ounce silver version, as well as a 2-ounce gold, I think, and a few other sizes too. But it's a different design. I wasn't really set afire with that other design. I'll put a link down in the description to the Royal Mint's website so you can see that design. But it's basically just of the Britannia's head in her sort of helmet, in her regalia there. But it didn't set me alight with passion. And also, the mintages for the premium proof versions were actually somewhat higher in certain degrees than I think the regular design here, the regular proofs, so to speak. Now, there's definitely an element, I think, here of the Royal Mint kind of trying to cash in, I think, on the collector's side of things. There's most certainly this new market appearing for people who want these 2-ounce silver proofs or the 2-ounce gold proofs. It's kind of running on the coattails of the Una and the Lion and the Three Graces. I know that the 2-ounce gold version on that premium proof Britannia sold out pretty quickly, had a pretty low mintage, I think, of a couple of hundred, and I think there's going to be a lot of people who think that any coin now in the 2-ounce gold version size will be the one to get, and maybe going to go parabolic like the Three Graces. For this design, though, I don't think so. So it's a really interesting kind of concept. I get why the Royal Mint's doing it. They're there, of course, to sell coins and to sell different ones, but premium proof coins sounds a little bit odd. I mean, for me, if it was a premium proof coin, it should have an absolutely tiny micro mintage compared with the regular proofs. But that's just my opinion. we'll just move on from that. I've not picked up any from that that premium proof range. I've only picked up from the regular range here. So let's have a quick look at this design. Now, this design is the one that I think a lot of people are split between whether or not they like it. I'm in the camp of liking it. I think generally it's a really aesthetically nice design. However, it could have been done a lot better. The Britannia jawbone is the thing that I think a lot of people are, a little bit perturbed by. It's quite prominent, and I think a lot of people have been put off by that. The lion, I've seen better detailed lions out there, I have to say, in terms of the design. So perhaps this is falling a little shy of some of the other releases that we've seen. But generally speaking, it's a good design. It's nice. It's aesthetic. In the different, I always forget which way around. The one way that you need to check this is, so this particular one here. No, let me just make sure I get this right, otherwise I'll look a little bit silly. It's so difficult to work out which is the right one. Right, so the one with the shiny queen's head is the reverse frosted proof one. So this one is the reverse frosted with the field all nice and frosted, and you can see there the background frosted with the kind of detail of Britannia in somewhat lacking, I think, in the detail on that. I think you see a lot more detail on this one here where the actual design is frosted. I've always said that with coins that are frosted, I feel like you get a little bit better of a contrast for the designs between the sort of shiny background and the actual frosted design of the coin itself. But it's each to their own, as I suppose, as to what you would want. I quite like this one here. But the problem is, you compare it to the 2020 editions. And I think we can all agree that the 2020 editions just absolutely knock the 2021s out of the water. Britannia is in all of her glory here. She's absolutely glorious with her shield, with the lion on there, her trident, the Union Jack background, the water, the waves, everything about it looks really, really good in my opinion. So that's the regular proof. This is the reverse frosted. The reverse frosted, I think, looks awesome on this. I say that the design is somewhat lacking almost, or the detail is somewhat lacking when you get that, but I think for me the reverse frosted is actually really, really tasty on this particular one, if tasty is a word that you can use to describe a coin, with the reverse frosted background there as well on the queen's side. Really nice. And so when you compare the two designs, that was what I was looking at when I was deciding what and how to purchase these particular coins. I looked at them and I thought, well, the design is not a 2020 edition. It's not quite as good. It's not quite as aesthetically pleasing. So there's got to be something else that really sets it on fire for me. And the thing that did was the mintage. Now, for this particular set in 2020, you can see, sorry, this is 2021, you can see that the total maximum mintage of the reverse frosted is only 700 as opposed to the regular proof version, which is 4,860. Now, the key thing here, though, is limited edition presentation of 500. When you compare that with the 2020 versions, we have a slightly lower mintage for the 1 ounce silver proof regular with 4,960. So 100 less in the 2021 editions. But importantly, the limited edition presentation of the 2 coin sets is 700, which means for people to collect this 2 coin set, there are going to be 200 less sets out there than there are for this particular edition. So that, in my mind, is a key point, which says that if there are going to be people out there that want to perhaps continue the series, continue collecting this 2 coin reverse frosted proof set, there's going to be fewer options out there for people to get hold of the coins, the reverse frosted 1 ounce. You're going to have to potentially look to be buying, I think there's like a whole, well, there's 200 of them out there, so there must be another whole set of them out there with them in somehow. So from my perspective, they seem to be kind of a key, key coin now in this series, in this release, which is definitely something to look at. In terms of the flippability, if that's even a word, the resellability, so when I bought the 2020s, I originally bought them specifically to flip them. I actually got an absolute jackpot luck draw from the 1/4 ounce platinum version of this 2020 design, which I got serial number 1 for, and I'll try and remember to put a link to that video down in the description below. I did sell that for a very tidy profit, I have to say, and I did have the 2020 versions up for sale at one point, but I had a very optimistic asking price, and for me it wasn't actually ever achieved, so that in itself is, I think, quite telling. But having said that, having taken them down now for over a year and sat back and watched as to what is happening. With the prices now, I think it's achievable where my price point was, which is around £240, £250 for the set, and on a £170 purchase price, it's actually a really good sort of return on, you know, proof silver coins, which you don't often get. So we'll see what happens, I think, over the next couple of weeks and months. But for me, actually, I'm quite enjoying the set, quite enjoying collecting these particular coins. I think they look actually really quite good. And despite the fact that this particular design is not necessarily quite as nice as the 2020 editions, I have to say, when you've got them all laid out on the table here, side by side, I actually quite like the way that the eclectic look of them looks and feels. I think they actually look really good all together. And I like the different designs every year. That's one of the things that is really good for me. You know, with the regular Britannias, okay, this year, 2021, we've got a new kind of set of security features, so they look different. But for regular bullion coins, often you don't get a lot of variation from year to year, but with the proof stuff, you do. The only downside, of course, is that you're spending a significant amount of cash up front over spot price on your proof coins, which is always going to be a barrier to entry. Now, I have, in my opinion, I think pretty good feelings about these coins going forward into the future. I can't say with any certainty that they'll perform well and get a good return, but the 2020s are already doing quite well, and I think with the 2021s coming out now as well, that's only going to bolster the fact that the 2020s are, you know, better in terms of design. They look really, really good and should be collectible. Certainly from judging on recent eBay sales, they're looking pretty tidy, pretty tasty as well for price points. So lots of factors at play. I think there's a lot to be said about these coins, about this series, about this set. In terms of the other stuff, we haven't really talked about the other releases from the Britannia series. I did not pick up the Platinum Proof again, just simply because I felt that the design was not strong enough to really warrant any kind of big jump in price as a premium, as a flip. So I gave that one a miss. And the premium proofs, I just did not go on board with them. Maybe I'm being a little bit too facetious about the fact that they're kind of premium proofs and they're billed as something different and better. Maybe I'm just being a little bit silly about that, but for me it didn't sit quite right. It didn't look quite right. The design, certainly for this one, in my opinion, is better than that other one. But I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and maybe I'll be like a man with an orthopedic shoe, stood corrected, if in the long run the premium proof platinum, I keep saying platinum, premium proof coins, it's a hard phrase to say, let's try again, the premium proof Britannia coins from the Royal Mint, if they perform better than these ones, I will stand corrected like a man with an orthopedic shoe. There we go, finally got my joke out there, goodness me. So anyway, look, I have rambled on long enough. As you can tell, my brain is starting to not make compass mentis, so we shall finish this video now by saying I like these coins and I'd love to know what you think as well. So please do comment down below with your thoughts on the 2021 editions. Do you prefer it to the 2020? Which is more aesthetically pleasing to your eyes? Do you have them? Are you going to get them? These are all things that I love to hear from my viewers here on YouTube. If you enjoy this video, if you enjoy these coins, please put a thumbs up on this video and share it around through YouTube. That would be very helpful for everything that we do here. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. Have a great weekend and we'll catch you next time. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.